Welcome to the show. Brock Page here, and I'll never take down or disable my comment section. I would never silence my fans, critics, and trolls. Yes, trolls, you have a home right here on Brock Page Productions. First game I have for you, Thursday Night Football. Miami catching 3 at Baltimore, 8:25 Eastern start at M&T Bank in the Harbor. Totals at a low 37.5. Baltimore's a $1.70, win it outright. 53% of the action's on Miami. We're in the second day of the lines being released for NFL Week 8, and we've had very little movement of the lines when it comes to this game. Well, not quite zero. We've seen the spread and the total move half a point here and there, but overall we're right back where we started, and based on the public money at the moment, we should probably end up with a closing number of about Baltimore -3. And speaking of Baltimore, haven't been real impressed by him when it comes to covering the points. On the year, Baltimore's covered just 3 of 7 overall and just 1 of 3 laying the points. Equally as bad, this Baltimore squad's 0-2 covering against teams over 500, and they've covered just 1 of 3 games versus teams giving up less than 21 points a game. This Ravens team has struggled as of late as well, losing 3 of their last 4 outright and failing to cover the spread in those losses. They're going up against a Miami squad who's been a real good covering team themselves. Miami against the spread is 4-2 overall, 2-1 catching points, and 2-1 as the official road underdog. Even better, this Miami ball club is 2-0 covering against teams around 500 and 3-0 covering against teams giving up between 21 and 25 points per contest. The Dolphins most recently have been real good in the last 3 weeks of action. They're 3-0 outright and 3-0 against the spread in those victories. Miami's got themselves some marquee covers this year over the likes of Atlanta, Tennessee, and the Chargers. If you're leaning toward the Dolphins plus the points, the trends certainly support your wagering. That said, this Miami team is just 2-2 covering as the road team, and obviously lost their starting quarterback in Jay Cutler. They might be better off. Matt Moore's got some pretty good experience in the organization. But overall, this is a messy looking game on paper, and I might just be hesitant on choosing sides. Now, when it comes to the total in this one, once again, we opened up with a very low total of 37.5. Miami games are 3-1 to the unders in their last 4. They were scoring just 12 points per game in their previous 3 before last week's win against the Jets. Meanwhile, on the other side, Baltimore games have been a completely different story. Raven games are 3-0 to the overs in their previous 3 themselves. They've also been giving up a hefty 24 points a game in their last 4. Even if Cutler was still starting, it would still be a tough one to pick. But with the whole Matt Moore element, I mean, we probably should see more points, but I really don't know. Therefore, I'm actually going to forego any type of action on this game, although the trends seem to favor the Dolphins plus the points and the over. All told, however, I'm not a professional. I don't have a guy. All I have access to is the trends and the numbers, and there's just not enough there for me to comfortably place a wager. Scared money don't make no money, and when it comes to this game, my money's terrified and very small.